Hello guys, welcome back to Multimagic's channel. In the previous video, we have been discussing that we got some new interns, right? And also we told that we are following a new modular approach, right? So in this modular approach, basically we had some features in our mind. We have some ideas. We divided that ideas into multiple modules. Among them, we are going to discuss about one of the module, that is asset customization module. Okay. So for naming conventions, we kept this asset customization module as APN-ACM. Okay. So basically, we also told that we are going to follow this sprint mechanism, right? So in sprint 1, what we are going to do? What is the functionality we are going to achieve? And what is the UI you are going to build? That is what we are going to discuss about in this video. Okay. So basically in sprint 1, you wanted to build a basic UI layout and you need to add some basic customizations. I named the sprint based on the functionality. Okay. So here there is a tab, that is the tab name, one of the tab name is clip art. Okay. So inside clip art you'll have two sections, that is one is you can say that as icon selection section, and the second one is the control section. Okay, in icons selection section, what you can do is basically you'll have a search field where you can search what is the icon you are looking for, and you'll have a drop down. Basically there is a categorized drop down where you'll have multiple categories of icon. I'll show you again what are the categories we are going to use. Okay, among them one of the categories field. Okay, so if user selects an option that is filled, let us to explain this a bit more detailedly, let us come here. Okay, suppose as I told, by default user can see the clip out option. Okay, right? So suppose if user clicks on that drop down which is filled by default. Okay, if user clicked on this, we'll have a drop down of styles that is filled, outline, rounded and two tone and sharp. Okay, if user clicked on any of these styles, respective icons will be displayed here. Okay, now we got the respective icons of respective styles. If user clicked on this icon, then that icon will be displayed in the preview section. Okay, so this is the preview section. If user haven't selected any icon, then it will show a small text or hint kind of select an icon. Okay, clean. So now we got the icon. So let us come to the second tab. We got the icon. What are the customization? Like in the sprint I told that we have this UI layout and basic customization. Now I am going to speak about the basic customization. What does it mean? So here we have this icon and the background. Okay, so in icon it is nothing but you selected an icon, but you need to apply some styles, right? If you want to apply some styles, you should be able to apply some styles, right? So that styles which is respective to icon will be inside this icon tab. For example, it is color. Okay, so let me show you diagrammatically. So basically these are okay, let me show you diagrammatically. Suppose let us assume that user selected this icon. Okay, so now what should happen is your icon should display here. Okay, now suppose user selected this color. Let us assume that user selected this color. So we also, the color of this icon should also change. That is what I meant. Okay, yep. So now to implement this or to complete this print one functionality, what we have done is we have created a basic module, that is asset customization module, and basic prototype where our interns can work on. So I'll show the live preview, I'll show the demo of that module. After that you will get some essence of what you are going to build. Okay, how you are going to change that module. Okay, now let us go to that module. Okay, yep, this is the module which I am speaking about. This is what we have implemented till now. So if you observe here, here we have clipart tab and we have image tab. Okay, and we have some icons here, that is 6 icons for now. So if I click on this home icon, that home icon will be displayed here in the right side, and you can also increase the icon size, you can see, right? So after that you can also select some background color for that icon. Okay, and the most important feature is, I mean, this is a module, right? So this module is currently in the dark mode, so let us switch that to light mode. Okay, so you can observe that, right? So we have the light mode settings and we have the dark mode settings, and the whole module is responding based on the settings. That is, if we click on this dark mode, it is responding to the dark mode, and if we click on light, then it is responding to the light. Okay, so this is the module which we are going to give to our interns, and this is a functionality they have to complete. I mean, in sprint 1, the UI layout and some basic customizations. Okay, now to understand a bit more of how we implemented this demo, I mean, how we implemented this module, what is the system diagram, and what are the components we are going to use, how, if a user selects this icon, how it is displaying here. Let us dive a bit more into the system diagram of this module, and let us understand a bit. Let us go through this overall system diagram now. Okay, so basically this is the main module of this whole asset customization module. Okay, so for this module we have to send three prompts, that is role, package type, and is authenticated. So role means, let us assume a user, I mean, roles are different too, there are many different types, but now for this system diagram we have two types of roles, that is user and we have admin. And coming to the package type, we have two types of packages. Let us assume that. Okay, maybe it will change later also. We'll be discussing in the next sessions, in the next live sessions too. So package type we have, let us assume that basic and premium. Okay, is authenticated. It's just a boolean flag, that is boolean means by the name itself we can understand that it will be a true or false. Okay, so coming to this module, main module. So we have this AC display controller and we have this AC preview. So AC display controller, to say that briefly, it is the heart of the whole module. I mean, it controls everything. Okay, coming to this AC preview, it is kind of a live preview session. Means whatever a user is controlling from AC display controller, that will be displayed lively in AC preview. That's all. Okay, now let's jump into this AC display controller. Okay, so I mean, as I told, this is the heart of this module, so I named it as central hub. Okay, so coming to this central hub, let us go through this block by block. So basically I told that this AC display controller and AC preview, I mean, whenever user performs anything inside this AC display controller, I told that it will render on AC preview, right? So that means there should be a small bridge between those both, right? So that small bridge between these both is this first block. Okay, so this first block is connected to this state management. Okay, I'm not going to focus much on state management in this iteration. I'll go slowly. Okay, there where you'll be able to understand what state management is and all. But for now, just keep in your mind that there's a small bridge between state management and central hub. Okay, so what we are doing within that bridge is whatever the controls, whatever the user, the actions performed by the user, this AC display controller will just what do you say? Will just send the data to the state management. Let me do something. The arrow should change actually. Okay, yeah, I think this is clear now. So whatever the user performs, whatever the actions user will perform, that will be updated in the state management. That is the only bridge. Okay, it will just get the data. It will send that data to state management. That's all. Okay. So coming to this second block, this use effect. Use effect is the hook which will render, which will be called first whenever the component renders. Okay, so conceptually, so coming to this use effect, we have the role, package, and is authenticated flags, which is coming from the top, right? So we are passing directly that to the display controller. Clean. From here, if you observe, we are calling two functions here: get allowed AC features, get AC controls, right? Let us understand what is this get allowed AC features and generate AC controls. Okay, so to understand that, you first need to understand what are features and what are controls. Okay, for that, let us go and see the demo. What are features and what are controls. Okay, so here clip art is a feature, image is a feature. Okay, and icon size is a control, and background control is also a control. Okay, so by this you should be able to understand these are features and these are controls. Okay, so now in this central hub we are calling these two functions, that is get allowed AC features and generate AC controls. Okay, so where are these functions implemented? Okay, so let us go to this part. If you observe this is a AC feature handler. This handler is responsible to send the respective features based on the package and role which we got from the central hub. Okay, so how this AC feature handler is sending the features? I mean, on what basis it is sending? I mean, we got the props, that is package and role, right? So where it is getting the features from this package and role, that we are getting from this AC feature access config. Okay, so basically this is a JSON data type. A file, a JSON file, where you will have list of features and list of features with respect to this package and role. So by checking each and every feature in AC feature config, one second, my bad. Okay, so in this AC feature config, it will check each and every feature. Which feature we want to send for this particular type of package and role. Okay, so it will parse through that and it will create a list of allowed features. Okay, and after that it will send those features to get allowed AC features. Okay, so as I told, whatever the data will get here will send the data to state management. Okay, basically we are dispatching an action. Okay, to in to the concepts of React. Okay, coming to this generate AC controls, this is pretty similar to what get allowed AC features is doing, but to understand this a bit more clearly, let me tell you something. I have to use this demo. So we have this icon size control, we have this background color, right? So for this clip art feature, we need to display these two controls. Okay, so means to display these controls when clip art is selected, you have to tell this display controller which controls I have to get. Okay, on for which feature which controls I have to get. Okay, basically to display any control you have to pass the feature first. For this feature you need to get these controls. Okay, so finally this generate AC controls will be called, and after that for this we'll send the package role and the feature which we have to get the controls for. And coming to this handler, this is responsible to send the list of controls for the respective feature. Where it is getting from? It is getting from AC controls config. My bad, I have to change the name. Okay, so we got the features and it parsed through this AC controls config, and on the basis of package, role and features, and after that at last it will create a list of the controls whatever we got based on the rules, package, roles and features, and it will return to the central hub. Okay, to this part. Okay, and after that it dispatches an action and it updates the states and it updates the features and controls which are there in state management. Clear till now? Okay, good. So coming to this, okay, now the features and controls has been updated in the state management. Okay, from this state management, what we'll do is we'll fetch the features and controls. Okay, and we'll pass those features to feature controller, and we'll pass those controls to control controller. AC control controller. Okay, so yep. So before diving deep into this AC feature controller and AC controls controller, let me clarify something. What is this? What are these controllers basically? So controllers are solely responsible to render the components. That's all. Okay. So now let us dive in. Let us go to one by one component, that is AC feature controller. So we have some set of features. We have this feature array, right? So what do we have to do? We just have to render those features, right? So let us assume we got a feature named as clip art. Okay. So inside this AC feature controller, we'll perform some logic that if the feature is AC feature, if the feature is clip art, okay, if the feature is clip art, then you need to render this component. If the feature is image, then you need to render this component. That's all. This AC feature controller is performing only that thing, but using the tabs component, using the tabs from material or from material UI, it is rendering those in the form of tabs. Now let me show you that. That way you will be able to understand a bit more clearly of what it is, how it looks like. So this is the clip art and this is the image. These are the tabs which I am speaking about. Okay, coming to this AC controls controller. So basically we got an array of controls, right? So all we are doing is we are just rendering those controls. To understand that a bit more clearly, you can see here, these are the controls. All we are doing is we are just rendering these controls. Okay. So now you should be able to understand what is a central hub, what is the functionality of central hub, what is the functionality of handlers, and what is the functionality of controllers. Okay. To understand these two components, these two states a bit more clearly, let us go through these feature specific diagrams. Okay. So coming to these feature specific diagrams, let us assume that you have a CA background color control, background color control component, which is nothing but this one. This is changing the background color, right? Okay, so that is what we are going to speak about. This feature we are going to talk about. So whenever that background color, whenever a user interacts with that background color component, it dispatches an action, set CA background. CA means it is clip art. So the feature name is clip art, right? So in this feature we are changing the background color. So we are dispatching an action, that is set CA background with the new color, with a payload of new color. Okay. So to where we are sending? We are sending to global reducer, which is what this state management is. To this state management, whenever user interacts with any control, all we'll do is we'll dispatch an action. We'll dispatch a respective action for that control. Okay. So if after that, this state management, inside the state management, we'll check the action, like what is the action we got, and we will update the respective value. Here if you can see here, we have a value that is selected CA background. Suppose if user is selecting a blue color, so this value will be updated to blue color. That is what in step 1 2 3, this is what happening. So basically we are updating this value. Got it? So after that we are updating the global context, and through global context we are using we have a we have a hook basically, that is use ACM state hook. So hook is nothing but you can call any selectors, or you can call any methods using that hook basically. So in AC preview component, we will call this use ACM hook. I'll show you where is this use ACM state hook. Okay, then you'll get even more clarity. Okay, using this hook, you will update the preview component. You will re-render the whole icon, whatever you selected, and the whole background color, everything will be changed respectively using this hook and using this value and using this action. Okay, so let me go through this diagram. Okay, let us uh, let us take this as an example. Okay, I'll show you the flow here in this diagram. Now we have a control, right? So user interacted with this control. Okay, it dispatched an action to this. Okay, once again, it dispatched an action to this. Okay, after that, the value here has been modified. Okay, the value here has been modified. Okay, from this context will be modified. Okay, and using this hook, use ACM state hook, which is imported in the ACM preview, AC preview. Using that hook, you can see here this selected CA background. Using that hook, it will get this value and it will render it here. Okay, clean. In the same way, let us take this clip art component where user selects an icon. Oh, okay, fine. Let us take this as an example. Icon size control. Okay, that is. Let me show you that clearly here first. We are increasing the icon size and we are reducing the icon size, right? So first, user is interacting with this control. Okay, so it dispatches an action to this, and this updates, this modifies, and this updates the context, and using this use ACM state hook, it increases the size of icon. Okay, this is the flow of this whole overall system diagram. Okay, if you want to implement any control component, you have to follow this method. First, you have to create a control component and you have to dispatch a respective action, and after that you need to update the reducer, and reducer will update the corresponding value, and it automatically updates the global context, and AC preview will use the use ACM state hook to render the latest UI. Okay, that is what this whole overall system diagram is. Okay guys, so far we have been discussing about what you are going to do in sprint 1 and what is the module we are going to give and how you are going to change that, and also we have been discussing about this overall system diagram, and we have been discussing about each and every component, right? So finally, it is very tough to understand everything verbally, right? So we need to document everything somewhere, right? So for each module, what we are doing is we are preparing a set of documents. Okay, so for this module, the name of the module is asset customization module, right? So basically this section has the overview and the team name and the team members who are there, who are working in that module. Okay, and you guys also know that we have been working in this sprint mechanisms, right? So in each sprint, whatever you are going to build or work on the functionalities, that will be briefly described here. Okay, and after that, the common architectural and documentation components, that is nothing but this whole overall system diagram. Okay, this whole overall system diagram will be explained and documented everything clearly with precisely with each and every point. Okay, and after that, this section is meant to be for feature specific design diagrams. That is nothing but these diagrams, these three diagrams. Okay, so now we are, after working on this module, what should we have to deliver for each and every sprint? what is the type of integration document, how the integration document should be, how the developer document should be. I mean, these type of documentation resources and all, what are the types and what are the formats of those should be there. That will be mentioned here. And this is pre-sprint, which is what we are currently having and which is what we are currently in. And after that, from Monday onwards, we are going to start a sprint one. That is great news actually. So you can go to this sprint one documentation and you can check each and everything whatever you want to do. Okay, you don't need to worry about the sprint 3, sprint 4, sprint 5 and post sprint and all, because we are going to cover that by the end of the sprint. Okay, we are going to prepare a video by the end of the sprint anyway. So focus on the sprint one and go to these all contents and make sure you clearly understand each and everything. So happy learning. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye. See you soon.